This is for all of my string instruments. So, well, except for guitar. Violins, I'm going to be using a violin to show you in this video, but also good for violas. Cellos, really only the bow part applies to you, but you should be all set anyway. So, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you're in a clear, safe spot for your instrument case so that when you open it, nothing falls out, nothing gets hurt, it's all safe. So I have my violin case on the floor next to me. If you're in my room, then the floor is the best place for it. Just make sure it's not in a spot where somebody's going to step on it or run into it or break it. If you're at home, it could be on the floor or it could be on your bed or maybe the kitchen table, counter, but somewhere safe where you have lots of space and nothing bad is going to happen to your instrument. Make sure other people can see it and that they have plenty of room to walk around the instrument, okay? They're very expensive. We want to keep them as nice as possible. All right, so next part, I'm going to show you my case. You should be able to read your name right here, okay? If you can't read your name, it probably means your instrument is upside, or the case is upside down, which means that it's going to fall out when you open it. So make sure that it is right side up. You can read your name. Another way you can tell is by looking at these letters and numbers right here. If they're upside down like that and you can't read it, then you probably have the case upside down too. So double check. This part should be, you should be able to read it, and then you should also be able to see your name. Okay, so I'm going to put this back flat on the floor where it's safe. And you can go ahead and open it up, okay? Alright, so you can go ahead and take your violin or your viola out. A couple things you should look for. You should have at least 3 pieces of tape here. You might even have a 4th one, but you should definitely have 3. If you don't have 3, bring it to me. I'll fix it for you. Double check that none of the strings are loose. Before class, I should be able to tune it for you, so it shouldn't be a problem, but sometimes these pegs slip, so I just need to, fix that for you. You may not do that. There are 3 things that you are never allowed to touch on the violin. Only 3. Everything else you can touch. Everything else. Do whatever you want as long as you don't break it to anything else. But 3 things you may not touch. You may not touch the pegs here at the top. There are 4 pegs. You may not touch them. This is how we do a lot of the big tuning for the strings. If you turn it too tight, you break the string and then you have to pay for a new one. If you tune it too loose, then I have to retune it or it falls off and it's just a big mess. So you may not touch these at all. Okay. You may also not touch the bridge. That's this part of the violin right here. There's a very specific spot that this bridge needs to sit. And there's like a little angle, and if you even touch it a little bit, it can get off, and then it affects how your violin or your viola or your cello sounds. So you may not touch the bridge, okay? Down here you have 4 fine tuners, 1 on each string. That's the 3rd thing you may not touch. You may not touch the fine tuners. If you twist them too hard, you might break the string. Mostly it'll just make it so that the instrument is out of tune, and if I just spent a whole bunch of time tuning your instrument, I don't want to have to do it twice. So you may not touch the fine tuners, you may not touch the bridge, and you may not touch the pegs. Everything else you can touch, okay? Alright, so back to the instrument. You should have at least 3 pieces of tape, maybe 4. If you don't have a 4th one, don't worry about it, but make sure you at least have the first 3 that look exactly like this. 1 with a big space and then 1 right next to it, okay? You should also have a rubber band across the back, which is our next step. In your case, some of the sponges I put in a pocket, some of it I placed it very specially on your violin. Your sponge must go wherever I put it every single time, okay? Go ahead and get your sponge. Okay, here's mine. Sponge goes underneath the rubber band, just like this. And that's just to help with some extra cushion when it's on your neck, okay? So, rubber band, sponge, pieces of tape. If you're missing any of those things, come see me and I'll fix it for you. Okay, I just want to go over how to hold it. Make a stop sign hand with your left hand and grab the body of your instrument. Your thumb should be going out to the side, fingers pointing down, okay? Put it out straight in front of you, 1. Flip it all the way upside down, 2. Take it to the left side, 3. Pancake, 4. Chin, 5. Okay, let's do that one more time. So, I actually like to, I forgot to tell you, I like to rest my violin on my left knee. You may have it here. You might sometimes have it in rest position under your right arm like this. Okay, or you can have it getting to play position, which is where we're going next. So only 3 places your violin may live. Here on your knee, left knee, under your right arm, like that, or at play position. Okay, let's go from our knee to play position. Okay, straight out 1, flip it 2, side 3, pancake 4, chin 5. Okay, you should still be looking at the camera and your violin or viola is going out to the side. Okay, now give me a thumbs up with your right hand. Follow the fingerboard all the way down and stop right here on the black corner. Okay, this is where your thumb lives. Wiggle, 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 wiggle your Captain Hook finger, and that is how you pluck the strings, okay? All right, now let's assume that you've practiced really, really hard and you can play your open strings just fine and you're ready to go. Wave your left hand at your face, okay? Your thumb is still here on the black part, but wave your left hand. Keep that L, and you're going to slide all the way toward the pegs, okay? So now my hand is over here. This is your number 1 finger, 2, 3, and 4. We don't use 4 very often, but we will use 1, 2, and 3 a lot. Your number 1 finger is in charge of this piece of tape, the one furthest from your face. Number 2 finger is in charge of the next piece of tape, and number 3 finger is in charge of the next one. So let's just choose a string. Let's pick the smallest, skinniest string, okay? That's the string that we're going to aim for. Number 1 finger, smallest string, first tape. Number 2, smallest string, second tape. And number 3, right next to it, smallest string, third tape, okay? Take them off. Let's try the next string, right next to the smallest string. 1, 2, 3. Next string, third string. 1, 2, 3. This is your D string. And last string, your biggest, fattest string is your G string. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you can practice playing. Let's say we're on our G string, the one we just finished on. Let's play G string open. Now add your number 1 finger. Now number 2 finger. Number 3 finger. Now go back to number 2. See how I have all my fingers down? Number 2, number 1, and open. Okay, you should practice that on all of your strings. Okay, when you're done, take off the sponge, leave the rubber band how it is so that it doesn't fall off. Place your violin very carefully back in the case. Put your sponge away. All right, for your bow, before you take it out, take a look at where your bow is. It has to go back exactly like that every single time, and everybody's bow is different depending on the case. So, very carefully take your bow out. You might have to unlock something. You might have to kind of lift one side and then pull it out and lift the rest out. It depends on the case, so just be very careful when you're taking it out. Go ahead and take it out now. Okay, here's my bow. All right, when you're tightening a bow, that's the first thing you need to do when you take it out of the case. Turn it so that the hair is pointing toward the sky. Okay, hair goes up to the sky. The frog should be toward your face, and the tip is away from your face. Here's the tip, away from my face. Hair's going to the sky, frog to my nose. Okay, this silver part right here is the part that you're going to twist to the right. Okay, big twist to the right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that should make your bow tight enough to play. This one actually could be a little bit tighter, but I'm going to have to fix this one later. Okay, so not too tight. It shouldn't be like super wide gap here. You should just barely be able to fit your pinky in the middle of your bow. Okay, to hold it, use your right hand. shake it out. Make a soft, sleepy bunny. Very sleepy bunny. It has its 2 front teeth, 2 little wiggly ears, and its carrot hiding behind the teeth, okay? Very soft, sleepy bunny. Angry fox, no! Soft, sleepy, gentle bunny, okay? All right, still holding your bow so that the hair is pointing up. You've got your nice, soft, gentle bunny. You're going to turn it upside down. Give it a big yawn. And it goes around your bow, okay? Your thumb fits into this little corner right here. Your 2 teeth fingers go underneath. Okay, and then you still have your 2 bunny ears, okay? But your bunny ears should be very gentle. This should be like really gentle. Should not have it like this, claw hand. No, okay? Gentle, okay? Flip it over, and it really shouldn't move. The only thing that I want to change on mine is your 2 fingers are actually on that dot, and your pinky is tapping right here on top, okay? Other than that, it's very, very gentle, okay? If you're finding that your hand is too tight, then just take it off, shake it out, and then try again. Soft, sleepy bunny, yawn, thumb, 2 dots, rest this finger, and pinky on top, but it should be really gentle, okay? You can practice your windshield wipers, up and down, across, circles. Another really good one is like you point your tip so that it's over your shoulder right here, and you do wrist to shoulder, and then wrist to nose, straight out in front of my nose. So it's just your wrist moving, and the tip of the bow pretty much stays over your shoulder, okay? Like that. All right, so now that you're done with your bow, flip it over, hair to the ceiling, tip away from my face, and I'm looking back at the frog. Go ahead and turn this part 3 times to the left now because we're loosening the hair. So the hair should fall down closer to the bow, to the wood part here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and you can see that now my hair is closer to the bow. You never, ever, ever touch this hair, ever. Don't do it. The oil on your hand is very bad for the bow, and it will break it, okay? When it's tight, I'll just tighten this up again so you can see. I did it 3 times to the right. Now it's wider, okay? If you do it 3 times to the left to loosen it, so like it's sleeping, it's resting, should be pretty close to the wood, okay? All right, put this bow back exactly how you found it. Most of you, you're going to have to put the tip in first and then lay the rest of it down. Okay, so go ahead and put it in. Lock it up so that it's not going to fall out when you close the case, and latch everything up, and you're all done. I will see you later. Have a great time with your violin. No real homework, just make some noise on it. Music would be awesome, but I'll settle for noise. All right, I'll see you later.